Hello, everybody. This is Adam from Fred and Ferd, and I wanted to. So, for the Ragnarok Game Jam, there's also an opportunity to put a video out for a tutorial. And in this game jam, I've made nearly 100 presets, if not more. I've really used a lot of presets, and I've learned a lot while doing it. And so I just wanted to show some examples of presets and how I used them in my game. One of the things I did with presets is I have a currency system. So I have light runes, I have magic runes, I have rupees, and fire runes. So these are all saved as presets. Plant behavior I have set up. Fire.kill. We'll take this off the map. Collectible. Collect message. Fire.rune. Anytime a fire rune's collected. And it has fire.count tag saved to it. So I have the ability to put all these details on this asset. And then once you have this selected, you click this button over here, and then you search for your asset that you already have saved as a preset. You search for your preset, Fire Rune, and you have to save over it. Okay. That's how that works. And that gives you the ability to have people drop things that have specific details that you weren't able to do before. And the way that that manifests itself in my game is this is an enemy called Army. So there's an army that doesn't drop anything. There's an army that drops a fire rune. There's an army that drops a light rune. There's an army member that drops a magic rune. And there's a army member that drops a rupee. So that's just one example of how I used presets. I used a preset as the thing they dropped that's randomized, and then I also used a preset to save each of these enemies that are set up as predators as presets as well. And the thing that happens in my game that I created is when you use a portal and show up in a new area, all these asset spawners that are around here, they spawn those enemies that this area requires. So it's really, really cool. Another thing that I use presets in this game is to set up basic animations that are easy to pull off in Game Maker. So I'm just going to play at this point. Give me 1 second here. So I used a lot of presets in this little quest to have this wounded person out here in the field be able to spawn and run back over to this guy, and then they're going to do a little celebration. Alright, so let's start this quest. So we talk to Barrett here, and he says, "Will you help my friend Hob?" So the quest asks that we bring a healing spell over here, and Hob just hops up and starts sprinting on over to his friend. He waves to him, and Barrett starts doing a jig. So all that's possible now in the sandbox because of these presets. And it's really fun to play with. So that's another really cool example of it. I can show you another quick example. of things presets can do as far as animating stuff a little bit for you, or what I have come up with so far. So using the door mechanic, I gave that character 2 animations, and then once this wall is broken down, I used presets to have them both start doing some happy jigs. So something I didn't really use in this game jam so much is using presets to help you build stuff. So, for example, I have a lot of portals set up in my game. So there's this, I need this thing and this thing and this thing. Whoops. So, for example, actually, let me just make sure. So that spawns the spawner for the checkpoint. That sets off everything, the chain of events. So it takes these 4 pieces. So if I have these selected, because I need to use this constantly, I'm just going to save this as a preset, create a new one, and call it something like the portal builder. Done. Okay. I do that for a couple reasons. The first reason is there's a kind of a goofy bug going on right now that if you duplicate things, this one that you have where you want it will be the one it'll move it out of way. Like it'll keep that one selected so it worked properly that time. I'll try to do it again so I can give you an example. That's the proper thing that happens. Seems only happen when you do a bunch of things, but that's working properly. But if it happens not to work properly, then it never really matters because you can always use your preset. And this is how you access your presets. So if you know what it's called, you can always just search for anything and it'll pop up. So we have the portal builder. This is the preset over here. If you have multiple things selected, it'll show up like that. You can also click on your preset tab over here just to cycle through your presets. So, but yeah, now that I have that portal builder, let's say I wanted to be able to teleport up on top of this roof for some reason. So I can just like search for it, hit portal builder, bring it up here, you know, and get to working on this piece of the portal and renaming the things that I need to get it to work properly. So that's something that's really nifty with presets. One other thing that I would like to mention before I'll wrap this video up is if you have a hierarchy set up in your preset. So I have this character at the end of my game who pops up. Her name is Himmelmiz. And to get her to disappear properly and stuff, I have to have stuff parented to assets. So there's a hierarchy. If you're creating a preset of something that has a parent, you only have to have the parent selected when you're creating the preset. So you have to kind of be careful about it because sometimes you'll have the wrong thing selected and you can save over your preset on accident and have to rebuild the whole thing. And if you select all of the things and then make the preset, you'll you'll have the parent and then all of its children, and then it'll also put in extra things because you had those other objects selected. So you'll see what I mean if you ever do it on accident, but just try to remember that you only have to have the parent selected when you're making presets that have hierarchies. Another good use of presets that I wanted to show off is the ability to save a bunch of assets to kind of like build different areas. I used that for building like the little grass things that pop up. Built a couple that'll fit in different areas, and this is what I'm doing to kind of make a home builder's kit, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm selecting all these assets. And once I have them all selected that I want to use, I'm going to hit the preset button over here, create a new preset, and I'm just going to call this the home builder. All right, and so what I mean by home builder is once I drop this somewhere, I can perhaps, start adding a bit of character to the different environments that we're in. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a little bit here, but just to show you a little further what I mean, if I pop over into another house that I have undecorated, I can hop over here and search for home builder, and I'll just be able to drop all those assets right here, whip them around, and have myself something that is put together really quick without having to add a bunch of different assets or duplicate stuff. I'm super excited to see what everybody else comes up with in presets, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.